Alright, well, socialists never cease to amaze me with their complete inability to understand some very basic ideas and what things mean. This lady is apparently a big deal, over 150,000 followers on Twitter. That's no small feat, so congratulations. You get to influence a good number of people with utter nonsense. She posted a bunch of headlines that said things like, quote, how billionaires got $637 billion richer during the coronavirus pandemic, or 8 million Americans slipped into poverty amid a coronavirus pandemic, or looming evictions may soon make 28 million homeless in the U.S., and then there's COVID-19 linked hunger could cause more deaths than the disease itself. And then she says that this is capitalism in full effect, which immediately tells you this person does not have the faintest clue of what she is talking about. And it's really weird for me, too, because I, being a huge supporter of actual free market capitalism, and many other people as well, have said from the beginning, since March, that any lockdown measures that you do will have disastrous unintended consequences, hunger being one of the most important and disastrous effects. But you'll also have destroyed businesses, homelessness, volatility in every sector, you name it. So me, being a free marketer, was warning about precisely what she's posting about. And I didn't hear people from her side warning about lockdowns potentially being disastrous in nearly every facet of our economic life. I didn't hear it, and in fact I mainly heard them calling for people to be obedient in regard to the lockdowns. So enough with these people. And it becomes frustrating, to put it lightly, because libertarians and ANCAPs and the classical liberals and these groups that value liberty and the diminishing of state control, we were the ones, yet again, who called it almost right on the money. Meanwhile, people like this lady here come in months later after the fact and try to pin the cause of these problems on capitalism, while the people who truly support capitalism seem to be the only ones bringing these issues up before they were even a reality. So I'm sorry, but these people just failed miserably at seeing this obvious train coming right at us. And so because of that, they do not now get to tell us what's what and why everything happened. When it was those of us who support real capitalism that were sounding the alarms over the disastrous consequences coming down the road if we have the government impose these drastic measures on everyone, because we recognize that this is the complete antithesis of anything even remotely resembling free market capitalism, because it is directly opposed to private ownership, private control, individual autonomy, and natural rights. It's completely opposed to what free marketers want in a society, yet this person here just does not seem to understand that. She has no idea what she's talking about, and none whatsoever. Everything this girl listed as being a result of capitalism was the direct result of power within the public sector, not the private sector. At best, you've got some people with their feet in both the public and private sector that have influenced government policy, but that's just it. Those in the private sector, when they want to wield real power and control, they know precisely where to go. And it is not the boardroom in their skyscraper. It's to the halls of Congress. It's to Washington, D.C. That's where you can really get your hands on some destructive power and influence that a mere CEO could ever only hope to dream of. So again, this girl and all her followers have no idea what they're talking about. I'm frankly not sure how you could have a view that's any more dead wrong than this one. All of these lockdowns, the shutting down of businesses, the limitations and capacity limits of patronage, the snooping of law enforcement, the fines, all of these things, they didn't come about from the private sector. It wasn't the free, open, and voluntary trade of goods and services that did this. It was the government. It was the part of our society which we claim is the voice of the people, our elected officials, our public servants. It was the public collective sector that imposed these restrictions and caused this mayhem. But that is all for now. Like and subscribe, and take it easy.